four-time Super Bowl champ, my former teammate, the man they call Shady, but I call him 2-5, 2 Live. LeSean McCoy is in the building. We got to get right down to it, Shady. Now, is Zeke under more pressure than Dak?
I think it's the other way around. I think it's Dak with more pressure. I think a guy like Dak who's been coming on strong, he gets hurt. He has to fight back, to get back right, get back healthy, and then you pay him. You pay him off an injury. Now he's making big money now. He's making Patrick Mahomes type of money. So if you're going to pay a guy like that, we need that same production coming off an injury. I think the thing with Zeke is he lost some weight. I think he's in shape now. He's the Zeke with the shirt up, with the abs out. I think he's focused. I think he's more determined. I look for having a big year for him. Got some fresh linemen. Last year dealt with some injuries. So I expect a big year, man. Chip on the shoulder.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Shady, it's good to see you on our show. I hate to disagree with you so fast, but let's go. It is Ezekiel Elliott for several reasons. One, as you know, Dak just got paid. And when you get paid, you hit that hard reset button, not just in expectations, but in terms of the cap casualty that you're going to cause on this team. Let me break it down to you like this. The dead cap number for Dak right now is $95 million. That means no matter what he does, ain't nobody going to get rid of no Dak Prescott. For Zeke, it's 36. Okay, let's go to the next year. For you, Dak, it goes to $72 million. For Zeke, it's 23. That's manageable. So all of a sudden, Zeke is in the crunchy part of that contract, where all of a sudden that money going up, but that production going down. We start looking at that cap number. They don't even care about your cap number until your production start going down. And Zeke has been on a steady decline since his rookie year. Still a beast, still productive, but not the same old Zeke. Well, with Dak, last time we saw him healthy, 2019, 4,900 yards. Last year, on pace for 6,000 plus yards. Dak Prescott's never had a losing season when healthy. But Zeke, we tried to count on you last year when Dak went down. We gave you the ball 2 times, you fumbled 3 times. Like, how'd that happen? You know why? Because we can't trust in you, Zeke. So for many of reasons, Zeke knows he's in that crunchy part of that contract. He better ball or it's on.
It was, I believe, March 10th, 2015, the tears hit my eyes. And tears hit my eyes because that was the day LeSean McCoy got traded to the Buffalo Bills from the Philadelphia Eagles for a couple bags of chips and a man named Kiko Alonso. I cried that day. Day. Now, Shady ended up becoming the highest paid running back in the National Football League, and so shout out to my dog 2-5. But I would have to imagine, Shady, that by being the highest paid, there was a lot more pressure on you, which is why there's a lot more pressure on Dak. Shady, me and Sal argue all the time about this. Unfortunately, I was broke in the Eagles locker room. I was so broke that one day Shady didn't have headphones for a game, so my dog bought my Beats headphones from me for $300. I don't know if you remember this.
Used?
Real talk.
I do remember this.
Shady was like, I ain't got no headphones.
That's a story.
He was like, I ain't got no headphones. Acho, let me get your headphones from you. I was on practice squad. I didn't have money. So Shady was like, here, bro, I give you $400. He just pulled it out from his pocket. I was like, thank you. Thank you. But in all seriousness, man, Dak is under more pressure because Dak is paid. I said this, Shady, right before you came on the show. In case y'all weren't here, Dak making $73,000 a play, a snap. He's roughly making $73,000 a snap. Sel, you know how much pressure that is, big dog. It's
pressure.
It's pressure. When Dak was only making $500,000 a season, you can be 8-8. You can be 9-7. You can be mediocre because you making mediocre money. But when you making top-notch money, you can't be mediocre no more, big dog. You got to be top-notch. Dak's under more pressure because Zeke signed a $90 million deal over 6 years. Dak is making $75 million in 1 year. With all that coin comes all that pressure.
That's like basketball money right there. But you're totally right because I look at the defense. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. I told somebody earlier that it was worse than a Mike Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't stop nobody. So picking him like that, when you're losing, the defense playing bad, and you're still putting numbers up, it doesn't matter. When you're making that type of money, you got to win. So we pay you to win. Now, you think it's Dak? I think it's Dak. There's no way that Zeke, as a running back, right? As a running back, because you need things to help you out as a back. In the lineman, you guys to be healthy, you guys to block, et cetera. But as that quarterback, there's no excuses, man. When you make that money, you got to produce. So I think definitely the pressure is on Dak.
Shady, let me ask you this, big dog, because you had two types of careers, if you will. You became kind of that superstar when nobody really expected nothing from you. I think you started out backing up Westbrook, then you became a dude. But then when you was in Buffalo, you was already supposed to be a dude. You was already the NFL rushing leader in 2013. You was a two-time first-team All-Pro, if I'm not mistaken. What was more pressure, trying to prove yourself or trying to be great when you were already proven? Because Dak Prescott has already proven himself. Now he's trying to be great.
I think it's the second. I think it's B. I think once people recognize you as a great player and then you get paid, because a great example, my first year in Buffalo, I kind of got banged up. I was hurt earlier in the year, and then I came on late, and I made a Pro Bowl, but I came on late and started balling. But still, it was in whispers. Did we pay him too much? Is he still the same? Was Chip Kelly right? So I heard that. I said, okay, cool. I went back to my hometown in Harrisburg. I buckled up. I put the Rolls Royces, the Bentleys, I put that in the garage. I went back home and grinded because I had that same chip on my shoulder the same way that Zeke has. And then the next year, I balled out 1,200 and Surrey X amount of yards. And the next year, the same thing. Because you want people to respect you, not only as a player, but, your teammates and your coaches. And they see, like, who's making the money, and you want to keep making that money. So do everything right, man, to get the money and also get the respect. This league is all about respect, man.
So, Shady, I'm with you here and I'm glad you gave that example. I'm thinking, and this is what I be trying to tell Sal, but we be going back and forth. I think Dak is going to start to hear them murmurs. If they lose to the Bucks, which we think they will, he going to start to hear, dang, $75 million? Did we pay him?
Whispers.
Them whispers. He gonna start to hear them whispers. Like, did we pay him too much? Man, we only 2-4 right now, and he the highest paid in the league. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes got them boys 6-0. I mean, Deshaun Watson and them, they even 3-3, and we 2-4. Josh Allen, they sitting at 5-1, and we only 2. I think Dak is going to start to hear them whispers, Marcellus, Wiley, and they might turn into yells.
Y'all better stop. Y'all too young to know about the whispers.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Wet my whistle. All right, look, let me just break this down to y'all, because Shady, you ain't the only one up here got paid in the league, and I know those whispers only come when you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. So in this situation, Dak Prescott, he earned that money. All they want is him to do you. Do what you've been doing, Dak. Stay healthy. You're good. Zeke, don't do you anymore. Do more. You know why? Because last time I checked, you're in decline. Career low in yards per carry. Last time I checked, you now lifting up your shirt again because you lost weight. I'm not respecting fully somebody who's already been in the league, who's now sitting there saying, look at me now. We're like, what you been doing then? If you got to now get in better shape, you must have been in worse shape on purpose. Also, be real. You're bringing your kids to training camp. And you see Zeke there and you see Dak there, and you're like, oh, kids, y'all want to go see him? Of course, of course. Then you got to go to the bathroom. Now you got to leave your kids with one of them. Who are you going to leave your kids with, Dak? Or are you going to leave your kids with Zeke? The point is, who's the leader of the franchise? Who's the more responsible one? Who's been the one that's been steady for this team in terms of being the face of that franchise? It's Dak Prescott. So, Dak, just do you. Zeke got to do more, and if he don't, they're going to show him the door.
Yeah, I think that is a prime example of why he's under more pressure. I mean, and then another thing is, like, when they hanging out, I mean, and like, I have friends that was playing at the top level. Like, hey man, like, we homies, but I'm better than you. It's a competition type of thing. And I'm sure when they hanging out with each other, Dak can look at Zeke like, yo, I know you better than me. It's a thing as players that we have, even with homeboys, even with teammates. And I think that when they look at each other, they know that. So me saying that, I think Zeke knows that he's going to get it rolling again. It's going to be the same thing. And all these whispers we hearing about this and that, you won't hear it next year. Because Zeke was going to be at that top of that list. That top 5, I got him back in this year. I got him back in that list.
You know what's crazy about that relationship? Let's be real. Let's take them all the way into the locker room. Dak looking at Zeke like, why am I on your level? Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I pass you up, Zeke? Dog, you were the one drafted top 5. You were the one that was already out here superstar status. You the one that got paid first. And now all of a sudden it's all about me. I'm not trying to use that against you. I'm just trying to say, what happened to you, bro? Now, that means more pressure on you, Zeke, because not only is the front office looking at you sideways, damn, you turning the ball over a lot. Damn, when Dak went down, you couldn't carry this team. But more importantly, your production is going down. You're not the most responsible citizen. Yeah, you're quieter now. We respect that. But, bruh, all this, I'm in better shape. All this, I'm a better person. When Dak's always been that guy for you. That's why there's more pressure on Zeke.
Hear the thing, though. And, Shady, me and Sel go to blows, so prepare yourself. You might catch a stray. Hear the thing. Dak Prescott has never actually been as good as Zeke if you look at how they are compared to their position. Dak's never been a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League.
Ever.
Not unequivocally. Zeke, without a doubt, 2016 and 2017 was top 5. Mm-hmm. He might have been top 2 in those first 2 years. Dak ain't never been top 2. Ever.
But where are they now?
Where are they now?
And we never consider him the number 1 player in his position ever.
Never.
Okay, let's get that straight. Right.
But where are they now?
Dak has the privilege of people looking at him like, you've accomplished so much for being a 4th-round pick. Zeke, on the other hand, is, dang, yards. You were number 4 overall. Yeah. Dak gets the grace of, like, like the kid that was never supposed to actually achieve anything. It's like, oh, my God, look at little Timmy. Look at what he blossomed into. Meanwhile, the other kid that was already 6'2", 215 in 5th grade, he was supposed to be that dude. Dak can't look at Zeke no type of way.
Oh, yes, he can.
Zeke has already been there. Now they really just about equal. The difference is Dak had the perception of being bad. Now he's good. Zeke always had a great perception.
Dog, that's
why I want to see what happens now. I want to see what happens now when they're healthy and they both playing. I want to see what happens.
Y'all making my point. Y'all making my point for me.
No, we're not.
It shouldn't even be a conversation. Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott should never be in the same conversation as who's better at their position. But now if you look at the rankings, Dak is ranked in the top 10, but then you look at Zeke, barely if in the top 10. So here's the conversation. Dak Prescott, last time healthy, had only 8 players ever throw for more yards in a season, ever. Now you look at Ezekiel Elliott, you number 4 overall pick, you Zeke, who was the man, all of a sudden you averaging 4 yards per carry. Shady, that's cut territory. Now, that's the point. Why is now Zeke hovering around Dak at the same position value? But more importantly, how did you fall from the heavens this far? And then we're supposed to look at you like there's not pressure on you. Dak, whatever you want to say. Oh, it's the little engine that could. Oh, wow, he's out there doing more than I thought he could. He has put himself in this prime position to be top 3 all-time paid. Zeke going the wrong direction. That's why the pressure's on him.
Well, quick question, real quick. Yeah. So how many years has Dak been a top 5 or top 10? How about this top 10? Let's just say a top 10 quarterback in this league. How many times do you think?
You might get one, maybe two.
Okay, let's get that clear. I do think Dak is good. I want to see how he comes back after the injury. I'm anxious to see how that works out, having his guys up front back healthy. But I truly feel like, man, when I watch the other running backs in the league, I think there's some good ones, but I do think Zeke, a focused Zeke in shape with a chip on his shoulder, I think he's just as good as them, even better.
That's my
Seriously, though. Like, but look around the league, I mean.
Imagine if you paying him, though. You said, well, when he focused, when he in shape, when he locked in, then he good. That's called pressure, bro.
I mean, he's
about that, when
I look at his game, right, last year he had his career low on yards per carry with four touch, right? That was bad. Okay, he didn't touch 1,000, right? Only missed one game, fumbled the ball 5 times, which is bad. But the year before that, he averaged, 4.5 a carry, over 1,000 the year before that. So it's not like he's declining that much. Like, that's not 1 year. See, the problem is I've been there where you can be dominant for so long and have a bad year or so, and they want to write you off. Like, that's the crazy thing about this league. I know what have you done for me lately, but you got to give a dude, a chance to really defend himself. And this year, I think we'll see if he defends himself and get back right. We'll see.
I'm with you, Shady, except he done had a chance at the belt again. First, 95 yards per game. Okay. Then 84. Defend yourself. How you defend yourself? By going with 65. Come on, Zeke. You better lock in. If not, that pressure on you, big dog.